Okay, so you know that classic fantasy setup. The kid goes to a big magic school, has absolutely zero talent, but, a ton of heart.
It's a classic for a reason, but usually they find some secret, super powerful magic in, like, the first episode, and it solves everything.
Exactly. So today we're looking at a series that takes that premise and just runs in a completely different direction with it.
We are doing a deep dive into Wistoria, Wand and Sword, or Su to Tsurugi no Wistoria.
We've got the official summaries and character profiles right here, and our mission is pretty simple. First, lay out the world, and then really dig into what makes this whole sword versus magic thing so compelling.
And you have to start with the creator, Fujino Omori. I mean, if you've read Dan Machi, is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? You know he's obsessed with mechanics, with rules.
He brings all of that here. So the world. We're a Garden Magic Academy where your magical ability isn't just a skill, it's everything. It's your entire social status.
Right. And into that world walks our guy, Will Serfort. He's a sixth-year student, and everyone calls him incompetent, the teachers, the other students.
And why? Because he literally can't cast a single spell, not one. In this society, that's basically a death sentence.
But he's got this goal. He's determined to climb the tower, the Mercedes Calais, to fulfill a childhood promise he made to this girl, Elfaria.
So you have a guy with no magic trying to climb a social ladder made entirely of magic. It sounds impossible.
But here's the twist. Will isn't weak. Not at all. He's actually a physical powerhouse, a dungeon tank with this unique ability he calls bravery.
And this is where the combat mechanics get so fun. I mean, in a world full of mages who just stand back and shoot fireballs, how does a guy with a sword even get close?
That's the core of it. He uses a technique called whiz. He doesn't just block spells, he has a move, load, where he actually absorbs the enemy's magic right into his sword.
He just takes...
Yeah, he takes it. Since he has no mana of his own, his body is basically an empty container. He hijacks their fire, their ice, whatever, and then unleashes it in a physical strike.
I love that. So the stronger the mage he's fighting, the harder he can hit back.
Precisely. It turns every fight on its head. The mages start to panic because their greatest weapon just became Will's fuel.
And that has to change how his rivals see him. These guys like Julius from the Ice faction or Sion from the Fire faction.
Oh, totally. They start out as bullies, but in the dungeons where it actually matters, they're running out of mana, getting swarmed.
Yeah.
And Will is the one still fighting. It forces them to respect him.
You can hate his methods, but you can't argue with the results.
Right. And speaking of the top of the tower, we have to talk about Elfaria.
The Ice Princess. She's supposed to be this pinnacle of the magical system. The youngest ever Magia Vende, one of the Supreme Five Wands.
She's a genius. Invented 12 new spells just because she was bored. She's the ideal that Will is trying to reach.
But the character profiles tell a totally different story. She's not some perfect, distant goddess. She's kind of a mess.
A complete mess. The sources say she sleeps naked, is super lazy, and just spends all day watching Will through a magic crystal ball. She's his secret #1 fan.
That's hilarious. So while the entire world is mocking this kid, the most powerful person in it is cheering him on from her room.
It adds this layer of humor to what's a pretty dark setting, really. I mean, you have this false sky, a barrier protecting humanity from something, invaders.
And all the political factions in the tower, ice, fire, lightning. It feels like they're preparing for a war.
It's a great time to get into it, though. Season 1 aired in 2024, and Season 2 is already confirmed for April 2026.
So you have plenty of time to catch up.
And as you watch, you'll see the series is asking a really smart question. The mages in this world are over-specialized. They depend completely on wands. What happens if an enemy shows up that magic just doesn't work on?
They'd be helpless. It's the ultimate irony, isn't it? Will's supposed incompetence, his physical strength, might actually be the only thing that can save everyone.
It leaves you with this provocative thought, In a system that's designed to create one specific kind of genius, are you accidentally throwing away the very skills you need to survive whatever comes next?
Something to think about. That's all for today's deep dive. Thanks for listening.